Si Jordan Heading lagi ang pinakauna sa mga pangalan na nababanggit when it comes to Gilas Pilipinas and yung pool. Sino yung mga dapat isali, sino yung mga dapat tanggalin, etc. And may reason kung bakit. Kasi si Jordan Heading, I think it's common knowledge naman na isa siya sa mga better or isa sa mga best shooters available and pwedeng option na idagdag sa Gilas team na to. And that's why lagi siyang sinasama sa mga usapan. So sa video na to, pag-uusapan natin kung bakit lagi siyang sinasama ng mga fans at ano yung skill set niya na yon na I think, in my opinion, is perfect para sa point guard spot ng Gilas Pilipinas, which is the PG1, yung consistent na starter para sa Gilas Pilipinas. Kasi I think a lot of fans don't seem to understand how it works and what the triangle needs to be, fully effective and meet its potential. I think, yes, the triangle marami shortcomings, pero if you choose the right players, it is far more superior than, other quote-unquote modern offenses na hindi naman nagpo-provide talaga ng positive gains in the long run. Especially sa mga limitations ng players ng Pilipinas. Gusto ko lang i-explain na si Heading, yung pinaprovide niya or yung skill set niya is perfect sa kung anong kailangan ng triangle to meet its potential. And this is what a lot of fans can seem to understand din. Yes, shot creation sa point guard position sa Gilas is a need, but it's not a requirement. Sa triangle kasi, madalas 2 guard front yan, and ang unang gagawin ng point guard sa triangle is mag-pass to the wing sabay corner fill, which is basically, pinapasa mo sa wing sabay tatabi ka na sa gilid. Magiging spot up ka na. Kakat ka na pa baseline or kakat ka na papunta sa wing. You don't need a Terrence Romeo or a Kyrie Irving of point guard to do that. There's a reason kung bakit kahit grabe production ni RJ sa Ginebra, minsan nilalabas pa rin for a guy like, Stephen Holt aka Tony Snell. Kasi sa triangle, all you need is someone na kayang ibaba yung bola, can exist off ball, can be effective off ball, can space the floor, and bonus points na if above average defender. Si Jordan Heading checks a lot of those boxes. So okay, let's go over some stats muna. I compiled the stats sa buong Pilipinas career niya so far sa Gilas. Sa games na yon, he averaged 10.2 points, 1.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game. Medyo mababa yung rebounds and assists, pero to be expected yan kasi yung role niya kapag Gilas is reduced to a spot-up guy, which is yun naman, doon naman siya pinaka-effective. Kasi ang positive nga doon, he gets to shoot more efficiently, effectively. Sa sample size na yan, he shot 43.8%. Actually, malaking hilap ang pababa yung most recent appearances niya with Gilas under Coach Chot. Pero still, he averaged a very high clip at almost 44%. So, mataas na yon, especially yung volume niya, 5.3 attempts per game. And we can talk about its 3-pointer all we want, pero paano ba kasi nag-e-exist yon sa loob ng court? Paano niya nakukuha yung opportunities na yon? First off, ngayon sa TNT, mas nakikita ko siya na ni-utilize as an on-ball guy. Pero I think, really, natural siya as an off-guard. Nung tayo niya sa Gilas, ganun yung role niya sa team eh. And it's because mas valuable yung shooting niya rather than his on-ball creation play. Pero still, kaya pa rin naman niya. For TNT, lower your percentages niya kasi nga he was asked to do more. Sa season 49 Philippine Cup, he averaged 13.4 points, 3.9 rebounds, and 3.8 assists per game. Very solid and complete stat line for a guard. Though a good chunk of the conference pa, he was hurt or kaka-recover lang from a previous injury. So, hindi pa yan yung maximum potential na stats na kaya niyang gawin. Ito na. Pagdating na sa percentages though, he shot 35.9% from 3. Basically, 36% on moderately high volume na 5 attempts per game. And this is still very good. And for a guard, 44.5%, 44.5% from the field is also not bad. Kumbaga, si Jordan Heading is the perfect low-frequency guard for Gilas. Pero if you give him the responsibility to do more or napunta siya sa situation na yon to do more, kaya naman niya mag-deliver. So, let's go over some clips. Makikita natin dito, it's going to be a pick and roll for SJ and Kai Soto. Ito yung sa Gilas stint ni Heading dati. Defense is going to load up sa ball side to prevent the pick and roll from creating any advantages. So dahil doon yung tao ni Heading nag-help of him, leaving Heading wide open sa wing. And as a shooter, these are shots he can make. Might sound simple pero ang laking bagay to hit open 3-pointers. Shocker, diba? Now let's talk about the concept of tagging the pick and roll or the roller. This is how teams defend the pick and roll. Nagdadala sila ng closest help defender para mag-tag dun sa roll. Ang purpose ito is to either delay the roll, give the original defenders more time to recover, or force the ball handler na mag-skip pass papunta dun sa kabilang dulo ng defense. Most of the time, defenses can recover, especially kapag yung skip pass ma-ere. Pero kapag bullet pass, kung si Luka Doncic yung bumabato ng skip pass na yon, or like a quality guard, mabilis nakakapunta sa corner guy. And dito makikita natin, coverage was over and drop. So, a second or two, si Prosper was basically guarding two. The ball handler and the roller. Kaya may nagtag dito sa weak side yung tao ni Heading kasi Kai Sotto, yung role ni Kai Sotto is guaranteed 2-pointer. Pero if RJ skips to the corner, mas may better fight ang Indonesia to defend. And yun yung nangyari. Pero again, it's Jordan Heading. So yan yung value ni Heading. Kahit tumayo lang siya, yung presence niya alone opens up a lot of lanes and opportunities for other players to operate. And kung hindi man, hindi siya yung open. With that in mind, tingnan nyo sa play na to. Same thing. Pero walang tao sa wing. So si Heading lang yung tao sa side na yon. SJ and Kai 2-man game. Si Heading nakapark sa corner. And this poor guy was left with a choice. Ko-contain ba niya si Kai Sotto sa roll or leave a very good shooter alone? Nag-lift dito si Heading to move farther away from the defense na nagtag. Mas pinili niya si Kai, of course, kasi sure 2 points yon. SJ found Heading. Mismatch pa nga kay Kai sa ilalim, pero this is a wide open shot for Jordan Heading. So ganitong kahalaga na magkaroon ng shooter. Binantayan ng defense yung guaranteed 2. So ibig sabihin, binibigay yung 3 points. And if meron kang shooter like Jordan Heading, that's almost a guaranteed 3-pointer. And kahit mag-triangle pagilas with Heading, that's even better kasi kahit low frequency lang ang triangle sa tres, having shooter sa perimeter keeps the defense honest and mas nahihirapan i-contain yung mga cuts and yung mga dives papunta sa ilalim. Kaya lang naman hindi effective ang triangle as of late under Coach Tim kasi mas pinili ni Coach Tim na maging traditional with it. Prioritizing defense, prioritizing length instead of shooting. So nag-backfire yon sa pro tsaka sa international stage. And I think adding, a few shooters sa lineup would solve this problem. Kasi yung sa Bay Area, naka-triangle din naman ng Ginebra. Pero they looked way different kasi nung conference na yon, marami silang shooters and they had a big man like Sistan, which is Kai Sotto essentially. Now, let's talk about Jordan Heading's pick and roll game. I'll show PBA clips, papakita ko dito kasi mas na-attashan sa TNT na gawin to mga plays na to. Dito, it's a high ball screen, attacking Chongson at Junmar Fajardo na naka-drop defense. Kung mapapansin nyo yung drop ni Junmar is a bit high kasi mataas yung ball screen eh. This allowed Heading to have a better view of the court. Nag-show si Junmar ng onte, 2 on the ball for a moment. So Heading hits Kelly Williams sa pocket pass. Made the right play. Dito same thing, pero this time, yung roll ni Galinato medyo late ng onte. So after ng hesi ni Heading, he attacked Tautua instead kasi mismatch naman. Same thing here, pero ang gusto kong tingnan nyo yung split second na hang dribble ni Heading para makapag-probe siya and assess the defense. Sa hang dribble, dito he saw na mas mataas pa si Kelly kaysa sa kanya and hindi okay yung space since si Junmar can just recover to Kelly quickly. So after nung assessment na yon using his dribble and probe, use his speed na lang to his advantage kasi kaya naman niyang i-take si Junmar downhill. So yun, basically Heading, he's best as a spot-up guy, which is perfect sa triangle. Pero if mapunta siya sa position to be a creator, I think he is very capable naman to deliver. Kasi ang triangle din naman ni Tim Cone, meron na rin namang sprinkles of pick and roll. May certain options kung saan ina-allow yung players na mapunta sa pick and roll situation. And I think Heading is the perfect guy for that. Kasi for most of the time, si Heading i-space niya yung floor. Pero occasionally, mapupunta siya sa situation na kailangan niya mag-playmake. That's why in my opinion, Jordan Heading is or should be a no-brainer for Gilas Pilipinas at this point.